Hey guys, Marcel here with another interview, and we talked to Trashy. I think your week went pretty okay, I guess. You had a 2-0 and a 1-1, overall 4 points. How do you feel about it?
Overall satisfied. I think getting a 2-0 is really important with how everyone is tying everywhere and you don't understand why, but it happens. So getting 2-0 is really important for us, and I hope the win today against Vitality can kinda put us ahead of the pack that is in the bottom, that is super close, right? So it was a very important win today.
So yeah, can you just talk me through the games like yesterday and today? What went wrong? Maybe what went good for you guys? Where you improved from like previous weeks, especially like you as a jungler, maybe personally, because I just hear if you like Shocks just told me you got like player of the game, I think.
Yeah. So yesterday we played against Shen, and we were very uncomfortable against Shen. Like, we didn't play the map correctly, we didn't pressure the Shen, we played to the other side, and then we got TP'd on, and the game just kind of snowballed, and they played well with their comp, and we kind of just lost, right? So, but in the second game, I got a huge lead on Nidalee. Like, I was like 4 levels up on Rek'Sai, and he couldn't do anything, and we didn't really close it out as good as we could have, but it was fine. Like, we knew we had the game in the back, and today the games were really slow. I think they were better at making early macro plays, like with TP. We were kind of just playing really slow, and I wasn't really actually satisfied with the way we played in the especially early game. They were better early game than us, but we had Asir, and we just scaled up, waited for items, played patient, and we knew that we were better mid-late game than them, so we were just waiting for them to do mistakes.
All right, so can you talk about Shook maybe and Mightybear? I think yesterday I asked Gilius the same question about, yeah, so can you compare those two? Can you tell me what Shook maybe is doing better for Vitality? Because I think you probably scrimmed them like a couple of times, right? So yeah. Can you tell me like the difference between both players?
So Mightybear is a really selfish player. He plays for himself, which means that sometimes when he maybe needs to put pressure on a specific side, he doesn't necessarily follow that, and maybe they lose because of this. Whereas Shook is very vision based. He pretty much plays around Cabo Shot the whole game, setting up vision for him so he can pressure the game. But then again, like when we played them today, it was very predictable the way they played. Like, we knew exactly what they were doing at any time of the game. So I'm not really sure who's the better ones. I think Shook is more consistent in the way he does things, where Mightybear maybe sometimes will like pop off in 1 or 2 games where he will just carry the game because that's the way he plays the game. So I think they will probably balance it out, but for now I think Shook is probably the best option for them.
All right, so I interviewed Chingox yesterday about some pretty weird bans, I think, like Talia and Sion.
Yeah.
Can you give us, now that the week is over, can you give us a bit more insight maybe on why those champions were banned maybe?
I mean, our support player likes to play Sion support, and he likes to use it with Jhin, where you can like E with Sion and then use it to Jhin W, and then it's really strong lane. But I don't really want to go too much into it, because I can't say too much, but I think people just watched at our solo queue accounts and saw Talia high played and Sion high played, and sometimes that X factor of playing a new champ that they're not used to can win a game alone. So I think they're just scared of us pulling it out. So I think maybe next week we will see those champs played.
So okay, half the split is done. Like, looking down the stretch, how does Splyce secure their playoff spot? Like, what do you guys, you just have to keep this tempo up right now? Do you look to like maybe get like a second spot? Because I think Europe right now is pretty like, I would say clusterfuck, right? So it's like there's like G2 at the top, and then pretty much everything is open, right? So how do you guys moving forward? Do you think you have like a legit shot at actually getting second maybe?
Not second. I think G2 and Fnatic are looking really strong, and it also shows in the game we play against them. We lost both of those series, so I think they're the top 2 for sure. And outside of that, anyone who is gonna put in the extra work to get that tiny bit of lead on the other teams is probably gonna be the ones that will take like 3rd or 4th, and that's what we're aiming for. And I think legitimately we have a shot at going for that. But we have to play more consistent. A lot of our games lately has been us falling behind in the early game, and that is kind of a lot of it is on me, and if I can play better in early game and execute our plans, then I think we have a really strong shot.
So talking about 4th and 5th spot, I think you guys play Schalke next week, right? So really important game to finally maybe make the step and like move up the ladder. What do you think going into this matchup? Do you think you guys have the edge over them? Do you think they're a strong team? How do you like maybe rate Ilyas?
Oh, that's a fun one. I think Ilyas is very good. He has those moments where he just pops off. But I think I have a pretty good grasp of how he want to play the game, and it kind of also showed in our first series where we were 2-0 them. So like going into any game, not only Schalke, I'm confident that we can beat them. And a lot of it will come down to draft and how we execute. But I'm confident.
All right, we leave it at that. Confidence is always good. Thank you so much for this interview. And if you guys want to check out more stuff, theScore eSports.com, download our app, follow us on Twitter, and yeah, see you guys next time.